Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. Rain or shine.
That's the beautiful voice of Cousin Curtis, everybody.
Okay, dude, I'm like into metal and shit, but that was a little much.
You're welcome.
That was too metal,
I didn't
dude.
thank you.
You know Kurt's going to hit us up immediately and be like, we haven't done a metal version of this yet.
Dude, where's the fucking metal, bro?
That's so fucking metal,
Oh,
dude.
metal, dog. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Curtis does a lot of metal.
He could do
What
it
I'm
all,
saying.
man.
I mean, he
He's like
probably
Prince.
could.
He's like Prince. He could do it all.
He could literally do anything he fucking wants.
Shout out to Cousin Curtis.
Also, he's very handsome.
Mm.
What a stud that
Like
guy.
like a pole holding a flag on a Viking ship.
Yes.
What the fuck?
I don't even know.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have had half a hop slam before we started this whole podcast. And let me tell you, I forgot how Michigan these beers were.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a fucking drunk.
Yeah, if you don't know what a hop slam is,
Half a bottle.
it's basically a bottle of wine in every
beer
12
form.
ounce
It's
bottle. Yeah.
Shout out to Bell's Brewery. I hope they sponsor us someday. It is
Probably not.
it is a delicious beer, but it is a 10% beer, and halfway through it, you're just like, I want a sleeping bag, you know. Like,
Yeah, no, not the bed that's actually in your house. Like, I want the sleeping
no,
bag.
I want a cozy ass sleeping bag and some hot chocolate.
Did I tell you how I blew it at the Bell's Brewery on my 30th birthday?
Yes.
With
Blew it at Bell's on your B day.
Ooh.
The triple B.
The Triple B.
Oh no, Kyle.
Oh, well, first, welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. everybody.
Hello.
Whoop. Hello. I'm your host yet again, Kyle Ruff. Joining my right is Jared Merle. Say hello.
Fast intro, thank
going
you.
right
How's it
through it.
going?
Joining my left is Reed Belmonte. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Hop Slam.
I slam hops. It's a thing I do.
I slam him.
It's my thing. You know.
No one slams hops but me, okay? But no, I went to Bell's Brewery in Comstock, Michigan for my 30th birthday because I love me some Bell's. And my favorite beer is Two Hearted.
Mm.
And we were going on a little brewery tour, doing the thing.
Tour.
And then we got to a point where they were like, oh, have you ever held like a hop pellet in your hand?
Oh.
And they like handed us like the different ingredients they put in, and you can like smell them and stuff. And the one was just like a raw hop, and I like didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I was like, I want to see what it tastes like.
What?
And I ate it, and my mouth was instantly ablaze with hop intensity because it was like a refined pellet. So it was like, imagine just like, I don't know, a really intense herb. Like you just ate like a fistful of like,
rosemary or something.
Yes,
or
exactly.
sage.
Oh yeah, okay.
and it just like destroyed the inside of my mouth. And like,
I can see you trying to be all artisan and being like, "Oh yes, the best way to tell these are good hops is a good crunch." And
Yeah.
they're all looking at them. They're all looking at you like, "Who the fuck is this guy eating the fucking hops?" Oh yes, it's a good year. No, it tastes
Yes.
terrible, but I gotta look good.
It's like, what a lovely pebble that I found on the ground. You know, it would be awesome if I tasted it.
I taste it like Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah, you like look in the end of the
Like,
ice
that's,
pick.
Nothing.
that's how I know this is good hops. But the bad part was that about 30 seconds later, they were like, "All right, who's ready to taste some beers?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, now remember, like, this is straight from the brewery, so you won't get a better
more
Bell's
fresh,
beer
yeah.
than this. It's like, who wants to try it Two Hearted?
But you just
fresh?
completely ruined the taste in your
And
mouth.
my whole mouth was gone. And it's my chance to have the freshest possible of
Way to
my
go,
favorite
stupid.
beer.
Well, technically, you did have the most raw experience ever.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You were chewing
but-
on the ingredients
but he
at the
would-
brewery. Like, that's pretty
He
goddamn
would have been
Midwest
better
of you.
off.
that's true.
He would have been better off drinking a fucking Coors.
Yeah,
Or like
I mean,
eating some a
I
bowl
coulda-
of wheat.
yeah, I could have drank hot piss after that. I would have not. No, it would have tasted like a hop.
How about some hot horse cum?
Some boiling hot horse cum.
Yeah, some boiling hot.
gotta be
horse
Was
cum.
boiling
it burring? Was it burring?
Burring.
Dude, I
Was it burring?
working
over?
at a dispensary. I get way too high every day, so I can never speak correctly now.
It just lost all your motor skills.
Dude, my motor skills are fucked. Like I can drive perfectly, but talking is just a struggle.
scary.
Yeah, I was
Don't
gonna
worry,
say-
I can drive, but I can't think or do anything else.
Like, oh, Ossifer, good to see you. See me on you. Drive you, me. Cars.
On that note, so we just announced today, officially, the lineup for Desperation Day 3.
Big show.
The biggest of the biggest show. Dare I say, the biggest comedy show in the history of Steamboat Springs.
I think
just
it
said
is.
It's a big deal.
It's almost got to be.
No, like, it probably is. The 98% chance.
Yeah.
Other than the time Bill Cosby came here in 2006, this is probably the biggest one.
Yeah,
That
well,
didn't happen.
everyone had drinks with him afterwards and no one remembers shit. So
Yeah.
drugs and
My butt
drinks.
felt funny.
Remember when Bill Cosby came? No, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
No, like, remember when Bill Cosby came? Oh, no.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
All the
that's
memories
it.
smash back into your
Yes.
brain.
Yeah, of Bill Cosby coming.
Hopefully,
on you.
hopefully we don't repeat that with the next show.
Yes. I assume there'll be a lot less drugging and raping at this show because the lineup does not include Bill Cosby, but it does include
A lot of jolly people.
some fantastic fucking people.
Yes. Some of my
Um,
favorite people.
Some of our favorite people.
Literally.
So the big ones, the co-headliners are Sean Patton and Shane Torres. I think we mentioned it in the last show, but that is a big ass fucking deal. Those guys are both awesome.
Yeah.
They've both been on Comedy Central. They've both been on Conan. Sean's been on like
he had his
Jimmy
own-
Fallon and
He had
stuff.
his own show.
He had his own show.
Sean Patton played the Snowball in Steamboat
He played-
Springs,
yeah.
But I
Colorado.
know,
Yes.
right? People don't talk about it. It was a big deal.
It was a pretty big deal.
Oh, fucking deal, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was a fucking deal, dude.
The biggest outdoor show he's ever done on
During
the
quarantine.
west side of Steamboat Springs.
In this
So-
hemisphere, yes.
In this hemisphere, yes. In this economy,
In this town?
in this climate.
Who else is
On
going to be
that
there?
day?
So who else is going to be? That's an excellent question, Reed. Filling out the lineup, we
Kiss
have
ass.
also the amazing and talented Caitlin Cook is coming back.
Whoop, whoop.
Fantastic, awesome musical talent, very funny as well. And our friend Corey David,
Coming
who
up
has
from
been on
Denver.
this podcast before. He's also headlined some shows for us before, coming out
Yep.
of Denver, up and coming guy, real talented dude. And then the latest edition, we have Mr. M.K. Paulson
From old Los Angeles.
from Los Angeles. He's actually in his hometown in Texas. He's driving up here from Texas to hang out for a good chunk of time in the mountains. And he's going to be joining our fucking star-studded lineup. And then I'll be hosting the shows, and we'll be sprinkling in you two gentlemen plus some more Steamboat Springs All-Stars for the shows. So
It's going to be a lot of fucking fun.
it's going to be a shitload of fun.
I'm not gonna lie, dude, and I think I've said it on the podcast before, but like Sean's legitimately like my favorite comedian of all time.
Yeah.
When I saw that poster today, the fucking dream come true.
Of you and Sean Patton on the same poster?
Yeah, granted, my face is tiny and his is big. I don't give a shit. That is like, well, no, like I remember
Sure.
watching Sean on Comedy Central in like when I was in high school,
Mhm.
and now he's coming here to do a fucking show. And,
Hang
yeah,
out in
I
your
don't-
house.
And he's like your friend, and you have his phone number. and
Yeah,
shit.
like that blows my fucking mind.
yeah, it's
You
shit,
shitting
dude.
me?
It is the coolest.
Oh my god, it's the
So
best.
I mean, yeah, this is the kind of lineup that you would get at like the fucking Comedy Cellar or something. Like this is a big ass deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is really fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Actually, I was promoted on the lift today.
Were you?
Oh yeah, some dude was like, he's like, yeah, come like every weekend, every other weekend, and I was like, oh cool. And then we got, I was like, oh yeah, like, sorry about the shitty jokes because I was throwing shit jokes at him, and I was like, sorry, I'm a
By the
shitty.
way, I'm a comedian.
You know, I was like, I'm a shitty comedian, so it kind of just comes with the territory. And then I was like, he's like, oh, I love comedy, and I was like, well, do I have the thing for you?
Wow.
Yeah, so hopefully homie will come up. He lives in Longmont. Hopefully he'll make the
Nice.
drive with his wife.
Fucking take a short drive from Longmont and come on up and see the show, buddy.
Fucking yeah, bud.
Fuck yeah, bud. It's gonna be sick. And
That's
yeah,
gonna be so
tickets are on sale. We got to sell it by the table again.
Yeah, due to
just-
COVID procedure and
That's just the way to do it.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna start pushing it hard. I'm gonna put out some posters tomorrow, send them around.
Hell yeah.
It's all there. I'm gonna have an interview with the paper tomorrow too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that should help.
Nice. That'll be good.
It's gonna be kick titties. But yes.
So stoked.
But for now, what we're going to do in this show is instead of looking forward to the future, we're going to look back to the past. All the way back to Sunday.
Can I be Marty?
Where we're going,
Can I
we
be-
don't need monkeys.
Can I please be Crispin Glover?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Like,
If Reed's morning by himself talks in the kitchen was a person, it would be Crispin Glover just going, "You don't know."
for anyone who doesn't know who the fuck Crispin Glover is, that's Marty's dad.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox's father.
Yeah,
in
in the movie. I forget what's his name in the movie.
Biff.
George McFly.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
George McFly. That's right.
Yeah. Oh my God. But outside of Back to the Future, Crispin Glover is arguably the strangest person on the planet.
Yeah. I mean, he was
Really?
in
So fucking.
What else
weird.
is he in?
Charlie's Angels.
He's like. No,
Wait, the
that's
new
it.
one?
No, that's it.
The-
That's it.
Both the ones with Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore.
He's in just a slew of
Of
indie films and a
weird
lot of
shit.
weird
Weird shit.
shit.
Yeah.
A lot of weird films. He's a really weird musician. He's out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird, our buddy Doc, friend of the show, just sent me a meme. Did you know that Gary Busey now has his own TV show where he's a judge for pets in pet court?
No fucking way.
Okay, calm down.
N-
That's
no.
not real.
That's real. Doc, he sent me the meme, and I was
Pet-
like, "What?" And
Are
then
the-
he's like,
are
"I
the-
checked."
No. Is this like pet, like animal cruelty court, or are these actual
Or is it like
pets
dog on cat
on
crimes?
trial?
See, I think it's like civil cases, like it's Judge Judy. You know what I mean?
Like this.
it's like this dog pissed on
dog-
this other dog's treat, and then he's like suing him.
Dude.
this is bonkers. What?
Dude. We are watching every episode.
Gary Busey
Yeah.
just being all just like, this cat's not a sinner.
I made a totem for this pit bull.
If you don't like that judgment, I'll
Ra-
tear
no,
out your larynx.
Dude,
No,
if he was
dude.
judging like a cupcake competition, I'd fucking watch it. I'm
Yeah.
all over this.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
no, I imagine him like he'll be up on this or like, you know, up in his judge square, whatever they call that. And then he just starts like
Is it just a desk?
he just starts doing lines from his movie. Like it'll be like middle of litigation. He's like, "Utah, get me 2."
They're like, "Gary, this isn't actually the set of Point Break," and he's like, "What?"
You're not
He's
you're
like-
not David Spade.
No, he's like, "That's Keanu right there." Like, that's a fucking wall.
You're like, "That's a French bulldog,"
Yeah.
and he's very upset. So please,
Mr.
He just-
Busey, you've been yelling at a cactus for 3 hours. You're scaring the kids.
Turns out this show isn't actually real. It's all a figment of his imagination.
yeah,
and for
it's
some
just an
reason-
acid. It's just him in a
On-
room, and it's like a green screen, but like the green screen's not on,
Oh my god! They just
and it's just him. Like,
some Shia LaBeouf shit.
yes, exactly. Hey, it's motivating you. Anyways, so
Hey, you know, it's all about Brad being righteous and determined.
is that from one of his movies? Or
Dude,
just
no,
thing he
that's just
says?
Gary Busey. He has a slew of acronyms. His life is putting everything in acronyms, so he sounds super fucking smart. I'm not even
Do you think
kidding.
Gary isn't his real name? Do you think his name is really like Garrett?
You know,
Always ready. Yeah.
Yelling. Yeah.
wait, hold on. You know why he is the way he is, right?
He had like a brain
Cocaine?
injury, right?
Yeah,
Well, cocaine, I'm sure.
he was in like it was either a car accident or a motorcycle accident or something. And he smoked his fucking head.
and just wasn't the
And
same.
yeah, just was like he was already crazy prior, but then was like 10 times crazier after.
Whoa.
No
Yeah.
way. Oh, I kind of feel like a dick now.
It was in like 97 or 98, I think.
There's a
I'm
lot
sure
of
you still did
people.
cocaine, but
There's I mean,
That's
I've
why
heard.
Roseanne.
Yeah, I was going to say Roseanne
okay.
and also
right, she
Sam
get-
Kennison.
they
too.
got
Oh,
into a
yeah.
car accident and changed their personality.
Well,
Yeah.
brain trauma, yeah.
Yeah, I guess Sam Kennison's brother wrote a book, and it's called My Brother Sam,
Yeah.
and it's all about how like he watched his brother just turn into a different person and just turn into a fucking crazy wild man
Yeah.
doing blow.
Damn.
You know he used to be a preacher. Sam
Sam Kinison, yeah,
Sam
was a
Kinison was a
rapper.
preacher.
Yeah,
Well, it makes sense. I mean, he has the presence in an audience. to
he's
get an
got the
audience
stage
up
presence
there.
of a,
That's-
yeah.
of a pastor.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Of
This
like
is
a,
this is actually something I've talked about with Jared before, I think, where it's just like, you know, I almost wish I grew up like down the street from a really high energy black church, because then I would have been
Great music.
all about church and be like, hell
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, then
let's
it would've
get
been
up.
fun.
We're getting excited. We're clapping. We're singing, and everyone's just happy to be around each other. And so this, and the bread was
Wait.
bread.
Have you ever been to Catholic church?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
it sucks dick.
Catholic Church
It's like
sucks.
creepy.
It's a fucking workout,
and
first of all.
boring
Yeah, sit,
and
stand,
stupid.
sit, stand.
Where I'd
Sit,
rather
stand,
be
kneel,
like,
sit,
oh
stand,
my
stand,
Lord,
sit,
oh
sit.
my Lord, that's
Yeah.
shit.
Like
Yeah.
I'll fucking work out like that. I'm not kneeling, standing, sitting, kneeling,
Yeah.
sitting, kneeling, sitting, stand, sit,
God
kneel.
damn
Like
it.
fuck that.
It's
I want the
terrible.
big hat and the fan and being like, I get it.
These people don't understand, Reverend. You
Like,
tell them.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
with my prayers.
just to throw it out there because I love saying it, I am ordained,
Oh, yeah.
which I think is fucking hilarious.
I don't even know what it means.
It means that
It means I can marry people legally.
Oh, that you're one of those.
Yeah.
Like you did a thing online, like how you became the owner of a country.
No, I'm not the owner of a country. I'm a lord.
Lord of
Sorry, you're a lord of a country.
I'm Reverend Lord. Reverend Lord Jared Morrill. See, I smoked too much weed. Reverend Lord Jared Morrill.
But you're a goddamn reverend.
Yeah, that's the term I like to take.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just honestly because I feel like I would respect someone with the title of reverend way more than I would pastor or preacher
Or
any of that shit.
ordained minister, they'd just be like,
Yeah.
"Well, just stay away from playgrounds. You have 30
Yeah.
feet."
Yeah, no, I'm a reverend, dude. I fucking mean something. Okay.
means you're irreverent.
Yes.
He's an irrelevant.
It's an irrelevant. It's an elephant that doesn't matter. And the
I'm
point is moo.
irrelevant.
It's like a cow's opinion. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
Hey, that's the only good joke in all of Friends. Fight me. All right, so
fight me.
before we get too off track,
Yeah,
let's get
let's-
down to it. So we just had an evening of COVID-less comedy
yes.
at Schmiggity's. So we did 2 shows. One where we all brought our A games. It was a paid ticketed event kind of thing, and we decided not to bring in a headliner. Usually
Yeah.
for these kind of shows we bring somebody in, but we were like, hey, I think we're good enough. We can headline our own.
No, you goddamn fucking
And
right.
I think we did.
And I thought it went very well.
I thought both shows were
We
really
ourselves are an event.
Awesome. Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
a big fucking deal. That's what
Well,
we are.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah,
Calm
I
down.
don't
Put
know
your
about
pants
that,
back on.
Whoops, yeah. Like I said, fight me. And yeah, like I said, I thought it went very well. And you guys, I think you guys did well too. How'd you guys feel that it went overall?
Honestly, I think both shows overall went really well. I think everything was done really well. Everyone had pretty good sets. Super smooth. As far as my set alone, like I did way better than I expected. I thought I was gonna bomb, but like I actually really prepared this time, which I'm proud of myself on that one. Even if the jokes didn't land how they're supposed to, whatever. Like, still, I really put work into this one.
Right on.
So
And this was for both of you guys, like we talked about in the last one. Longest set you've done, longer than normal.
yeah, which freaked me the fuck out.
So you guys both went a full 15. I didn't actually check the time. I wasn't keeping time, but it seemed like everybody pretty much filled out their time pretty well.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, it's a little hard for me to tell because when you go over the material so much in preparation, when you get off stage, it still feels like you were up there for like 2 fucking minutes, if you ask me.
Oh, dude.
yeah. Well, it
yeah,
depends on how
because,
well
like,
you do. Sometimes it feels like it's 40 minutes.
No,
yeah.
yeah, for sure. But I happen to have a good show. I was really excited about it. But yeah, man, dude, Jared, like you basically you nailed it on 3 fronts that you have like improved on like incredibly, if you ask me, in the past like 8 weeks. You obviously showed evidence that you've been working on your crowd work for a
Yeah.
long time because that added to your relaxation on stage. And because of that, you have great recovery when a joke doesn't work. You were
Yeah.
still able to make people laugh so much. You're like, that was going to go a lot better than I thought. You
Yeah.
have us all in stitches and shit. But most importantly, like you just said, dude, it was really obvious to all of us who were behind the scenes watching you, who work with you and shit. You were so fucking structured. It came out like, obviously, you have been practicing this. There were 2 jokes that I haven't heard at all that you whipped out, and you knew when there was going to be a laugh so you could have a slight pause before you continue. Like,
Right.
you were, like, that was the most structured show I've ever seen you do.
Thank you. I
know
appreciate
I
that.
know you were, like, a mess beforehand.
Fucking yeah,
But
dude.
no, you didn't show it at all.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Money
man.
show, dude. Money show.
Yeah, well, do you want to just jump in and do a little laugh lab? You want to watch it real quick?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do
All
it.
right, let's do it.
I don't know. I started hanging around playgrounds in middle schools a little more, hoping I could be the next face of the $5 footlong. Speaking of kids, you guys remember the Magic School Bus, right? That lovely show? That was awesome, yeah. I was watching that last night, and I realized that show is like, it was made for future stoners. And I mean, it's great. It's got all the colors, and it's got lessons and funky theme music. And who can forget Miss Frizzle? You remember her?
He's been sitting there staring at the dress.
She looks like your art teacher aunt who copper wraps crystals on the weekend and does a bunch of cocaine. I assume. That show is fucked up. All right, who here has ever done hallucinogens?
Yeah!
Okay, so anyone who hasn't watched Magic School Bus, that's about it. I watched an episode last night for the sake of this joke, and I'm not kidding. I watched Miss Frizzle riding on a surfboard made of the Magic School Bus, because apparently it's Inspector Gadget's hat. And there was all the kids on the beach. She's like, we're gonna go on an adventure in the ocean. She doesn't, I don't know, I did a southern accent. But anyways, the Magic School Bus then turned into what I can only describe as a tubmarine. It was like an old porcelain tub with a dome on it, and it was a submarine, and they were in the water. And then all of a sudden, Miss Frizzle was a fucking crab. And all the kids were mussels, like the little clams. Now, for me, that's good enough. That sounds like a trip. So, if you ever want to really feel that, take an afternoon, smoke some weed, there you go. You'll have yourself a day. But what really got me on this show is the fact that Miss Frizzle has a CDL. She had to go take a drug test for said CDL. Now, my high-ass brain watching this show, I imagine her in the doctor's office, like when she was trying to get the job. She's just like, all right, I need this job really bad. Copper wrapping healing crystals only, really covers my cocaine habit, so I need some money from here. I need to pass this test. And I imagine the doctor, walking out just like, Miss Frizzle? Miss Valerie Felicity Frizzle? I Googled the name for this joke. We're ready for you. Please come in. She walks into the room, and then the doctor's just like, all right, here's your cup. We need a sample. Do your thing. We'll be outside. Then she just pulls the school bus out and unshrinks it, and then pulls Arnold out, the little nerdy kid. It's like, all right, Arnold, piss in the cup. It's like, I don't wanna. Piss in the cup, Arnold. I should have stayed home today. That punchline only works if you've seen the show, by the way. If you couldn't tell. What was my next joke? Oh, yeah. Got a dick pic from a random number yesterday. That was a little weird, dude. You were way too into that. No, I know. I can see you. These lights aren't that bright. Well, anyways, I don't know who Kelly is, but I'm pretty sure her tits are not as hairy as the one or my tits in the picture that I sent back. I fucked that up so hard. I sent a hairy picture of my tits to a random guy. He thought it was Kelly. You get it? Moving on. Who here breaks phones all the time? Anyone? Horrible parents. Whoever raised their hand, you're horrible parents. I'm also going to be in that group of horrible parents because I break every phone I have, or I lose it, or whatever the fuck. And shit, what was the next part of that? I've been doing this all day. I've been practicing this set, and I still forget shit. God, you guys are so nerve-wracking. Thank you for that. That made me feel so much better. But, ooh, let's not go down that road. She's a sweet lady, but I wouldn't say it's love. Oh, man. I struggle with phones. I smash screens. I lose them. I got my pants stolen one time off the beach with my phone in it. And it got to a point where I started keeping all my old cell phones, though, because I would lose my new ones so often. And, well, you ever wake up to the smell of piss? Yeah, I managed to piss my pants, bed, and phone to death after a long night of degenerate activities. I pulled my phone out of my pocket while sitting in this mess, and there's a whole ocean of gold lightning in that phone. I could see it moving around the screen. Picture it, it's gross. Yeah, so when that happened, I threw that in my box of dead phones, and I was like, whatever, I'll keep it just in case. And guess what happened, guys? I broke a phone 3 years later. Now, I had forgotten about the gold lightning, but when I popped the box open, it was right on top. And it was covered in what I can only describe as piss crystals. So, naturally, I crunched the power button in and it turned on. Amazingly. I didn't put it in rice or anything. Just covered in piss. And I did what any man would do and put it in my pocket, kept using it, didn't wash my hands. So, if I shook your hand between January and March last year, I apologize. I mean, I didn't give you COVID, it's just a little pneumonia. Thought that line was gonna hit harder.
Great job, Jared. So now that you just watched it back, what do you think?
I missed a lot of stuff now that I'm like really watching it. There's a bunch of punchlines that I missed, but all in all, like one thing I will say, looking at that, I thought I looked really comfortable. I thought I sounded really comfortable, even though like the jokes weren't exactly what I practiced. It definitely, I don't know. I thought I did a good job compared to most sets, especially for the first time I've ever done an extended set. I've never even done 10 minutes. I've done 5 at most.
Mm-hmm.
So I jumped from 5 to doing 15. And I think for my first time doing 15 minutes, I think that was good.
Yeah, I thought so. There was a lot of, I would say overall that whole set, if you wanted to like perfect that, it needs to be a lot tighter.
Very much so.
And that's kind of normal though for the first time trying to go longer. You're going to have a lot of like things that are longer than they should be.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to find time and things like that.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean? When you're trying to write, like, take all your best material and make it 5 minutes, that's when you weed out the shitty part. But when you're taking your material and you're like, I need to make this longer, then maybe when you're writing it out, you don't like, there's like an extra line, you're like, do I need that or not? And you leave it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened. Too.
Yeah. Which is fine because that's how you know those lines are good. You got to practice them to an extent. But that would be, I think that set would be a very good 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, take out the story for sure.
Yeah.
And then I think it'd be a good 5 minutes if I can really condense it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think that's something I can work towards.
For sure. And a couple of those need a little stronger endings, I would say too.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
I agree.
Like the story at the end, there's a really strong ending there, and that was really silly. It just, it took some minutes to kind of
really get in the groove of
really
it.
get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well-
there's definitely some stuff that can get cut, but it definitely was your best show when it comes to keeping your composure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
No.
you're this is something I would say to work on, which is something I've been trying to work on a lot myself, and I'm still not great at it, is trying to pace less. Like if you
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
I know exactly what you mean. I clearly noticed that.
Yeah.
Watching it.
yeah, it's something you don't think about in the moment. That's like I don't know if I ever told this when I was in college, I worked at like a PBS station, like a student run PBS station.
Yeah.
And one of the things that everybody does the first time on air, and I did it the first time I was on air, is you sit in your chair and you swivel back and forth
Oh
while
yeah.
you're
Okay.
reading it. And note 100% of people do it, 100% of them don't realize they're doing it. It's just like a nervous thing you don't think
Yeah.
about. And the pacing is kind of that. And also I find that if I try to write and practice my material where I'm standing still, it forces me to get like more into it, like as like being animated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's like the Miss Frizzle joke. I think the line about Arnold at the end would hit stronger if you acted out a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Because
feel
you're
you.
almost just kind of like are like walking and you're just kind of like, I should have stayed home today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't suck them into like that moment.
Right.
Right,
Like kind of
yeah.
going over it the exact same way that you would in your room.
Yeah,
where when it's harder than people think. We had to break down one of Kendra's bits for what felt like hours one night, just trying to make sure that she was able to properly pull off this bit explaining walking and trying on shoes with a very limited 2-pallet stage.
Yes.
Oh,
So we made it sure that in the garage we're like, okay, you can only have this area, so go. And then we stopped her a bunch of times and just said like, nope, start over.
Yeah.
You're 4 feet
Like,
out
you're
of the
gone too
thing.
far.
You're on
Yeah.
the lawn or in the pond right now. Yeah. So like
You're drowning, Kendra. You're literally drowning. You just died.
probably the most comfortable way for you to remember and make sure you do your material properly is to do it exactly the way that you were doing it hours before you went on. And it's pacing around in your room probably. Am I wrong?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So I mean that's your comfort zone. And believe me, I feel it. I pace around in my kitchen and talk to my dog. Like
But as far as comfort zone goes, you definitely, and this has been kind of a theme the last couple of shows we've done, is you're very comfortable with your crowd work and just bullshit with people, and you're also very comfortable with like recovering from things. Like you get a lot of like your best jokes from just like a joke not landing and you playing it off well.
Legit though, and like,
which is good. That's
Yeah.
hard for a lot of people to do.
I was gonna say I love the fact that I'm starting to do that, because before when I first started doing this, I say before, like a year ago, whatever.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Right.
I didn't have any kind of recovery. It was
Right.
just like, oh, a joke didn't land. I was like, okay, move on.
Right.
You know?
For sure. And like you do that very well. I would say the thing to almost worry about though with that is you don't want to be too reliant on it. You know what I mean?
No, I mean,
whereas you're like writing sloppy material and you're like, oh well, I'll just play it off if it doesn't go well.
Well,
You know
right,
what I
and
mean?
like I never go into writing a joke being like, oh, I'll just like see if something happens. Like, no, I'm like I need a line here.
For sure.
Sometimes I will think like, oh, I got this line, and like or I have my punchline, and then it's like, well, if someone says this or like if someone yells that, like I try to think of other things that like I can just kind of throw out there and that are generalized and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in case, but I never rely on that.
No,
For
but
sure.
you definitely should have some clips in your back pocket ready to load.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do with the
For sure.
outdoor show, where I was like, okay, if I call on somebody and they say I'm from Ohio,
Oh,
I can say
yeah,
this.
I remember
If
that.
they say
Remember
they're
that.
from Nebraska, I could say this, and I
Yes.
couldn't help but to get this pre-planned thing. Just so after the show, when they're like, wow, you improvised that so well, I'll be like, I know I'm really talented,
It's all on the spot.
How did you know?
Speaking of how talented you are, Reed, how did you think you did?
From what I can remember, it was a lot of fun. Also, I was happy to get such a good reaction from that material, seeing that I only wrote it about 3 days ago. Prior to that show, I was just like, I'm gonna run with this. Like, this is really funny. You're like, okay, but no, I mean, honestly, after watching Jared's, it's a little hard to hear the laughter on account that there were only about less than 30 people
Yeah.
at that first show too. But no, I think from what I can remember, I had a lot of fun, and I think I can speak on behalf of all of us that I think we all kind of needed this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all of us needed to get on a stage and prepare and get nervous for something that we're taking real seriously, and to go up and do it and actually be back at a big, not just a bar, but we got a stage. It's a serious, the whole place was dedicated to us. Eyes were on us. I think we all kind of fucking needed that to boost our morale this weird winter. So,
I mean, for most of us, we haven't. I mean, we've been doing the open mics and stuff, but we haven't had like a show like that since Comedy in the Park 3.
yeah.
I mean, only a couple of us got to get in at the Snowball. So yeah, for you guys, it was definitely overdue, for sure.
Yeah. Well, and like, actually, I didn't think I forgot that the Comedy in the Park shows happened. Kind of. Well, I was only in 2 and 3 because I got the fucking vid. But if I'm comparing that compared to what I did at Comedy in the Park, this is like so much fucking better.
Mm.
And actually, I think for all of us too. Those shows, like, they were super fun, but they were weird just because they were outside and it was like the atmosphere was a little different.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think just this was all around way better. I think we were all a lot more prepared for this too.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know if it all clicked.
For sure.
honestly.
For sure. Well, let's see how well Mr. Reed Belmonte clicked right now.
I've been going back and watching the old James Bond movies from the 60s. Anybody else big fans of Sean Connery and all those? Yeah? Yeah. They're sexist as fuck. Have you guys gone back and watched these movies? The climax is the same every single time. You have Sean Connery, a hairy-chested hero who can solve any problem. And you have the woman who's nothing more than a damsel in distress with no dialogue, and she's obsessed with him and wants to sleep with him. That was the mentality of masculinity in the 60s. If you ask me, it's a little outdated. I think that the ending of those movies should have gone something more like this. James, you're amazing. You defeated the Doctor Who gives a shit. You defeated his army. You stopped the nuclear bomb. You saved the whole world, James. You're amazing. Wait, I'm not gonna fuck you though. Where the hell did you get that idea from? We just had a near-death experience. The car chases, the gunshots, and nothing. You thought about that this entire time, that we're gonna have sex. I'm like half your age. I've known you for 4 days. What's your plan, dude? And your pants are off. Okay, cool. I have to do this now because I'm grateful. He's just standing there all naked, twirling his own drink, saying his own name, just Sean Connery. Rapey douche. Do you know there's a character from those movies called Pussy Galore? And she's like, yeah, duh. I'll do you one even better. They had a character called Octopussy. You know what octa means? 8 pussies. That's what it means. Did a 9-year-old write this movie? You know, throw funny vaginas? No, 8 vaginas. Do you think Pussy Galore would pass in today's PC culture in a film? I don't think so. In fact, we got to get rid of the Pussy Galore and all that bullshit from the past. I think the new James Bond should be an openly proud gay man. Yeah. Yeah. After a day of fighting terrorists, he gets in his Aston Martin, buzzes on home, and he comes inside. His husband's standing there in a black Speedo chopping some phallic vegetable. Just, oh my God, James, I missed you so much. Are you okay? He just takes off the suit. He's like, everything's going to be fine. We're safe. Don't worry, pile of cocks. Speaking of creepy men, Joe Biden is our president. Is this the right crowd for that? I don't care. Joe Biden, well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't like to refer to it as he went to the White House but wandered into the White House. They're kind of like, pudding and naps this way. He's just like, I love pudding, you know. Biden came into the White House, and you know what? Honestly, I'm a little excited about it because I don't know if you guys knew this, but for the first time in 4 years, we have a presidential family dog back in the White House. How wonderful is that? Steamboat. Yeah, we love dogs. We'll get there. What? I wish. But yeah, like they came into the White House with 2 German shepherds named Major and Champ. If you weren't unaware of how white and from Delaware the Bidens are. Major and Champ. It sounds like a straight-to-DVD Air Bud sequel. Thank you, Bidens. But honestly, I think it's a little cool. You know, it's a tradition that's been going through presidents for as long as American history has been. You got, you know, the Obamas had a Portuguese water dog. The Clintons had Cocker Spaniels. The Reagans had Labradors. Dick Cheney had George W. Bush. It's easy to bomb countries when you blame it on the dog, am I
right? So
awesome,
funny,
dude.
Reed. Yeah. What'd you think, bud? Now you watched it back.
Now that I watched it, I realized that I just was trying to fill time a lot for the 15 minutes, and I made the Texas Week joke go out a little longer than it should be, I think.
Sure. I would say a lot of that could just be worked Because like a lot of the times I could like tell what you were going for. Like for example, the when you're checking the guys' IDs at the door, you're like, these are guys who begin sentences with, like those lines like could be better.
Yes,
Yeah, I agree.
very much so.
Like
I was
you're
just whipping them out.
You're on like you're right on the cusp of what you're trying to achieve. It just needs to. That's the kind of thing where you gotta try like 30 different things and see which are the 4 that work.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, sure.
So for a first run, like I thought it was pretty good. What'd you think?
No, I thought you did really good, especially compared to like just what I've seen at open mics and stuff. I thought that was a very clean set compared to what you've done, especially for it being 15 minutes, regardless if some of it was drawn out. Like I was doing the same thing. I was filling time, whatever. But like you had the jokes down, like especially the James Bond bit. Like the first time you did that compared to now, I think that is it's so clean compared to what it was.
Yeah, there's
I
a
think-
fuck ton of jargon with that joke when I first wrote it.
Yeah, big time. Well, and it even had like it was a different joke when you first wrote it. Like
Truth.
it evolved for sure.
Yes.
And
Well, you trimmed a lot of fat, is
Yeah.
what you did.
Well, and you even added a.
I feel
a
like I
couple
could just
pieces.
really do that. Anyway.
Aw.
Oh, don't. Aw.
No, I thought that was awesome, and like that joke specifically for me, I thought was like a true show of how much you've evolved. And
Yeah.
I thought that was. I think that whole show in general was awesome, just showing where you've come from. When did you start doing? Last summer?
Yeah. Come a
Right.
long way, Tater.
God, yeah, it was last summer. No, last
No.
summer is when I came back and continued.
Oh yeah,
It was
that's right.
last-
Okay, yeah, that's right. Last winter.
Yeah, it was-
even like
Last
a year.
winter.
So
Yeah.
I'd say a year and a half.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
compared to when you started to now, like I mean, that's fucking light years beyond
Oh yeah.
what it was, man. I think you did a great job.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely getting to the point where if I do a 10-minute joke and I come home from an open mic and I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Like in a month, that's going to be a 2-minute bit.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Yeah.
this shit gets trimmed so much. It's down to like the syllables with me now. Like I don't want to
Yeah.
take up these people's fucking time.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, no, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I thought you killed it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, great job, buddy.
I
Definitely
honestly, and I don't want to sound like a fucking pompous douche or anything, but I almost wish we were listening to my fucking show 2 nights ago.
You fucking douche.
My God,
You
I
pompous douche.
wish I was throwing out the new material that I just came up with because after Tuesday I was like, oh man,
That yeah.
shit from Sunday is like fucking Snickle Fritz compared to Tuesday. I don't want to give it away, but I'm gonna keep working at it
dude,
because that shit was
please keep
oh,
chipping
that was
away.
so much fun.
I
For
know-
sure, buddy.
I know. I think I texted you about that. About what joke?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you definitely
Dude,
did. Thank you.
Work on that fucking joke. It
Oh
is so
my
good.
God, that was so much fun. Like, 3 weeks prior, I was like, oh, I wish I could write more punchlines and quick shit like Matt does.
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, I was just like, oh my fucking God. Like, oh my God, I'm doing it. Like, it's not just all fucking stories.
yeah.
No,
Sure.
it's definitely an evolving nature for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have the audio of that recorded too. If you want to listen to it.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, I give it to you before you go.
I was going to say, do you want to do it right now?
Let's just keep this
yeah,
the
let's-
Schmiggity show.
You know what? Fine. Whatever.
What? That's the topic.
But that's the topic.
One thing at a time, Reed.
God damn it.
No, I had a lot of fun. That was a fun show.
Sick. Hell yeah, buddy.
I think I did well.
I think
Yeah.
you did too.
And
Um,
speaking of doing well and whatnot, Kyle, how do you think you did with your set, huh?
I felt good. Felt good about it. The first show was a little rough.
Which we didn't get that on film, right?
No,
Okay.
which is fine.
Yeah.
It was the first show I opened with a 20-minute set, and the second show I closed it
Yeah.
with the same 20-minute set. And the second one was definitely a lot better. I was a little looser, and
I was gonna say, I think the factors being like, the first crowd was a little smaller, it was a little older.
yeah,
You opened, which
Yeah.
is fucking tough.
yeah.
And then the second crowd, little more booze in everyone. Younger crowd, packed house,
Yeah.
and just really responsive. I think like the second show especially hit fucking jackpot.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean?
fucking almost everything I did worked in the second show.
Yeah.
I didn't really have too many like dead spaces. I also in the first show I even had a minute too where I was like, "What am I talking about?"
Oh,
my
yeah.
blank fucking.
Yeah, you fumbled for a
I
second.
fumbled for a second. It sucked. But yeah, which I was actually kind of afraid that I was gonna do that in the second show. I ended up not doing it at all, which was awesome. But no, forget about it. It was good.
Yeah. Well,
Cute.
let's run it back.
So I get on the Tinder machine, and these girls got these lofty standards. The first one I see, this girl's like, I only date guys in the 666 Club. You know what that is? You know what the 666 Club is? It's not the mark of the beast. What it is men who are 6 feet tall, have a 6-figure income, and a 6-inch penis. Only in this town do you get that kind of request from a girl who herself is a 6 at best. Sorry, Rebecca. Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, because I can give you the 555 Club on a good day. You know what I mean? Depends on the temperature, mostly. Yeah, there's all these profiles. It's just like picture, height, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm fucked. Because as Kaylin covered earlier, I'm a dwarf. And I don't even have a battle axe, unfortunately. I do have a sword. Where's Miles? Miles bought me a sword one time. It was pretty cool. I don't use it for anything. I just like, it's the best. So good. But, so what I did is I was like, I'm not going to get a chance with these girls. So, I lied. I told a little lie on the Tinder. And then I matched with a girl. And we decided we're going to go for a date. We're going to go to a bar. We meet in the bar. I get there first. I'm waiting for her to come in. And I see her walk in, and of course, because it's Steamboat, she's this fucking Amazonian woman for no reason, right? I don't know when the Vikings settled northwest Colorado, but that's a thing. So, I'm sitting there, and I see her, she walks in, and she's looking for me up here. And she's scanning. She gets down to my level, like, oh. And I'm like, hey. She doesn't even say hi. She's just like, your profile says that you're 6'5". I was like, 6'5"? That's weird. I'm dyslexic. Can I buy you a drink? Cheers. And she hit me right in the face. Big hands on these Steamboat women. It wasn't any good. Oh boy. Yeah, Steamboat's an interesting place. Who here's from Steamboat? Show of hands, who's from Steamboat? One, Riley, you're the only person from Steamboat. Not even from Steamboat.
I've been here forever, my whole life.
Who else? Nobody, you're all tourists? You're a tourist, you're a tourist? You from here? You shake your head no for both, pick one. From Denver? Good enough. So I'll tell you about Steamboat. Steamboat is an interesting place. I've been here a while, I've noticed a few things. One, everyone in this town has a dog. You ever notice that? Yeah. Which is fine, but here's the weird part. Everyone's dog has a human name. All these fucking hipsters, they can't name their dog like Spot or Fido. In the dog park, it's like, come here, Russell. Good boy, Dominic. Right? It's more normal than the owners' names. I met this guy, he's like, hi, my name's Dakota, and this is my dog, Steve. It's like, that's not a person, right, Dakota? All right, fine. But two, another thing about this town that's weird, but it's happening a lot now, is it's gentrified, it's getting gentrified, right? So you have all these like rich people and poor people living right next to each other all over the place. Like there's parts of town where you can stand on the balcony of your $2 million condo and take a piss off and hit the trailer park next door, right? Which is how I like to start my day every day, Take that, you peasants. Or whatever they yell. I don't know. It's hard to hear with an earful of piss. You know what I'm saying? But I swim in both circles because I work for the mountain and I'm in these corporate meetings with all these bougie bigwigs and they're figuring out how to get the rich people in. They're like, how do we market our trademarked champagne powder to get the blah, blah, blah people here? You know what I mean? That's how bougie we are. It's trademarked Snow champagne powder. And then I go across the street to Double Diamonds, where I meet my buddy Larry, who tries to market to me every other kind of powder you can get. Right?
That's so funny, Kyle.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So watching that back a little bit, what do you think?
I thought it went pretty well. The little like yellow pants one-liner thing that I do like way too much because I fucking suck at writing one-liners and I only have 3. I expanded that into like a longer thing. And I thought it went pretty well. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought that set was really good. It definitely went better than the first one. Like you were saying, like there was a few lines that you threw in there in the first set that just didn't land. I mean,
Yeah.
people just like you said, people weren't laughing that much. It was just it's hard to get a crowd going, but
Yeah, it was the first set was rough.
it was a little more loose.
Yeah,
As far as like actually throwing shit out, you know what I mean?
right.
Whereas that was more structured than the first one.
Yeah, for sure. A lot tighter. I kind of just stuck more to my guns in the second one. And the first one I was going to add in like the extended like yellow pants bit and stuff, and I just didn't.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did for that one. The gun show and Craig line was one I felt really good about. And yeah, and the rest of it went well too. I mean, the song in the end went well.
Yeah.
That song always does well, especially the shittier I play it, the better it does.
I was gonna say, dude, never practice the guitar part, but like, don't be afraid to call yourself out. Like, well, not that you are, but like, if you really fuck up, just like lean into it for sure.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
you definitely have, but like, just lean into
There was
it.
the
Never
one-
hesitate to like think that you're amazing at guitar too,
like,
and
I'm
be
so
like,
good.
everybody, please be quiet.
Yeah, right. Are you hearing this? Yeah.
It's my time now.
There's the one time at the whiskey company, I think it was like the first or second time I played it, I just like couldn't remember how to like play the one part, and I was like, and back to the chorus. Oh, and
Getting ready for the bridge.
yeah, the we just watched the beginning of that bit and the Morse code bit and the
Did you say Morris?
Morris. It's Morse.
Okay, yeah. I thought you said Morris. Like,
I believe it's Maurice code.
Yes.
no, it's spelled with an O, not an AU.
Maurice.
I think it's Mo.
S'mores
S'mores.
code.
It's s'mores code.
S'mores code.
This guy's speaking fucking s'mores code.
This guy's
to me.
talking s'mores. He's like graham cracker, chocolate. I don't know why I did that accent. That was
Yeah, what
unnecessary.
the fuck
And
was
the way
that?
you're waving your hands.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, that's how I make it. That's how I make
That's the button, you know. I'm
That's
hitting
the,
the
that's
button.
the s'mores button. You know.
you get a taxi in New York, he gives you a fucking s'more.
And you're like, I didn't ask for a fucking s'more.
You get your fucking s'more.
I get you a fucking s'more.
I don't know why you just reminded me of this. Like, it has nothing to do with anything.
S'mores.
But My Blue Heaven, y'all need to still watch that because it's the best movie ever with Steve Martin. And there's literally a line, and I relate to it so much. He's in a supermarket because he gets put into witness protection. He's in a like fucking Wichita or some shit.
Right.
He's in the supermarket, and the guy goes, "Have a nice day," and he goes, "Fuck you." And I was like, I have never related more to anything ever. That is the greatest Northeast fucking comparison I've ever seen in my life.
I've wanted to do that so many times in customer service.
Or like, actually, sorry. There's another line on the supermarket where they have like samples. Like, do you want to try some granola? He goes, "What do you think?" Sorry, just the way you said that, the way you did the accent and shit, just reminded me of that.
I gotta watch that movie.
That's so good.
Free
Jesus.
samples. What do you think? It's fucking great. Anyways, oh yes, me. That's
yes.
what's important.
Yeah, man. It's I've seen it once, and I'll say it again. You go up and do these opening shows. If we're doing like 2 shows in one night, you go up and do the first show, and you're breaking in the crowd, And it's usually like, oh, okay, well, everything landed, but it was still, I don't know. And then you go up and do your second, and it's like your motley crew in Ohio, like, are you ready for some fucking comedy? You know, like your attitude and your confidence goes through the roof.
It's called alcohol.
Your second roof.
Well, that helps. But yeah, no, I that is something I need to kind of work on, is maybe coming out with a little bit higher energy when I do open and kind of force people to get into it, kind of thing.
Definitely,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean,
because
like,
I definitely, like, if it's not going well, it's kind of it very much kills my like flow, I guess.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
I
of course
feel
it will.
that. Yeah. I mean, that's the toughest part of all this shit.
Takes a lot of cojones to go up and try to break in the crowd first. It's not easy.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I was very happy with how it went and got a lot of good responses from people. So yeah, it was great. It was
Very
awesome.
solid stuff, dude.
And that second set was fucking like 25 minutes too.
Yeah.
It was pretty long. It's definitely the longest I've been on stage. So
feels good though, don't it?
felt good, yeah, and I didn't really stumble too much. I didn't forget my stuff, and that's fucking half of it for me.
I like how we're like all doing long sets or like headlining or whatever, and then it's like you would never hear a comedian say like, "Yeah, I didn't fumble on anything, so that's good."
Right?
Like, it's such a weird ecosystem we live in with all this shit.
I know. It's like
awesome.
it's like I did a whole 15 minutes. I only forgot 2 jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Bill Burr does a fucking hour in front of 80,000 people. Doesn't even blink. Murders.
But to be fair, when Bill
be
Burr
fair.
was about a year or two in, like us, he was probably saying things closer to what we were saying.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Oh, no,
Absolutely.
for sure. I just find it funny though. Like, it's
Yes.
Yeah,
there's levels to this shit.
And
is what I'm saying.
we're already at that. I mean, I can't wait for next Tuesday, and I keep coming up with shit so fucking fast, and I'm presenting myself and being so much more calm on stage compared to a year and a half ago when I first went up. Like I didn't even want to walk into Barley. I was just like, I'm not going in. I'm gonna vomit. I'm not doing this. I have friends here. But
people are gonna watch this.
Yeah, and I just did fucking 15 minutes. It felt like, I think it came out to like just shy of 13. To be honest with you,
we can look at it and see exactly what it was.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking awesome.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
Yeah, good show overall. I'm fucking super stoked.
Yep.
Shout out to Schmiggity's for putting on a great gig.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you, Schmiggs.
As grateful as I am to the whiskey company that we're doing our stuff there, and I love that space. I was a little bit bummed when it didn't work out at Schmiggity's.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the stage aspect of Schmiggs.
Being up high does.
It definitely helps. That's why Press is my favorite place to do comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
For sure. Yeah. But yeah, we're all getting better. That show went well, and I think what's important is that we're all, every time we're doing it, we're improving.
Yeah.
And that's the part of that's why podcasts like this are great, because we can actually look at it with a critical eye and
pick it apart a little bit, see what's going on, really get a good idea.
I couldn't stand the sound of my own voice and listening to the recordings back, but it is so fucking beneficial. That's the only reason I was able to condense a James Bond joke down to what it is.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, it goes a long way.
And by the way, I just thought of this while I was watching it. I can get a little scandalous with it when it comes to playing the role of the female woman Bond thing. And I could probably just wear a women's bathing suit underneath my shirt.
Just rip off.
Just kind of rip it out at a certain
great.
point. And it could be like the classic white one from Thunderball.
Yep.
And yeah, dude.
AKA Austin Powers Spider Shag Me.
Yeah. So money. So yeah, like Kyle said, with every show we get a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the goal. That's all you can do, man.
Fuck
yeah, man.
Until eventually you don't suck.
Oh, I was gonna say, sell out arenas.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Until I do a show with Sean Patton.
But for now we're in Kyle's room.
It's where the magic starts, baby. Kyle's room. Sometimes it ends a little too quickly too. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Don't fart in the mic, don't you do it.
Oh my god, dude.
It's a good thing there's a pop filter on that.
You definitely forced that a little too hard, bud.
Yeah, I know.
You just sounded so You sounded like me when I'm stoned as shit.
He just
Yeah, I
now
had
he
to.
sounds like Reed when he's stoned to shit. Because he is Reed when he's stoned to shit.
I was just really excited. I thought I was the first one to actually attempt that.
You know,
Like ever?
This is a comedy podcast, and no one's tried to fart into the cow's
has
mic.
anyone farted? If you're a long time listener to the show, write us and tell us if you remember what episode.
Yeah,
someone
use
farted.
time from your day to comment.
Listen to all 51 episodes.
It'd be like college let you know somebody did fart unintentionally. Her name is Kendra.
Yes.
And it was out of her mouth.
It's actually it was everything she said for an hour.
She tried to dance at one point. It was just really
And
sad.
yeah,
And she got second place. She always gets
she-
second
Always
place
gets
when
second
she
place.
dances. Every time she dances.
I
She
just
lost
don't
the
even
fart
know.
contest. She lost the
The
dance
dance
contest.
contest.
She's a champion steamboat citizen getting silver medals all
That's
the way.
what it is.
Hey, you know what? You ain't purebred unless you got silver in there, right?
All right.
Except for Taylor Gold. He got a bronze.
Shout out to Taylor Gold. Friend of the show, Taylor Gold.
Friend of the show gave it gold.
I just saw something with him on like Instagram.
Yeah, he's like a pretty big snowboarder.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
He
he's
probably
blown up.
definitely doesn't listen to this.
No, he probably thinks we're assholes if he knows anything about it. I
mean,
tagged him in the one
yeah, I was
post.
gonna say you tried to tag him in that Instagram
He didn't.
post.
He didn't respond or follow us.
Didn't he
or-
untag himself?
I don't know.
No, I
Maybe.
thought he did.
Oh well, fuck him.
Irregardless.
Irregardless, we love you, Taylor Gold. You're our number one fan.
I can't wait for him to be at the Olympics. He'll be like, how does it feel to be in Japan and representing your country? He'll be like, one thing's for sure, Steamboat Comedy sucks.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, he said Steamboat Comedy. He said it.
Honestly, though, for real.
That'd be the best press we could ever get in our
Oh, yeah.
entire lives.
We'd be like, I gotta see how bad these guys are.
Yeah.
We just post that video every single day on the Instagram.
This is what I'm gonna do. If he wins an award and they interview him, I'm just gonna dub over his mouth and be like, I love Steamboat Comedy.
And please say award, don't say medal. Say, this guy won an award because he's fast.
Here's your snowboarding award. What do you think about Steamboat Comedy? Man, I think Steamboat Comedy's the best.
They're the best.
I sure do love Steamboat Comedy. My name's Taylor Gold.
Like, there's no reason to spend your money on anything else
Yeah.
than tickets to Schmiggity's and see Steamboat Comedy.
A lot of people like that Joe Rogan fella, but I really prefer the Steamboat Comedy podcast. They
Wait,
have
is he
52
fuck-
episodes. Yes, he's Jewish.
He's
No, I was
Jewish.
gonna say, he's Woody Allen now. What the
Yes,
fuck was
he's
that?
Yeah, that's just the voice I'm going to give him when I dub it
Snowboarding?
over.
We're going to go snowboarding without pads? I don't have time for this.
No, but it's so cold and the air's so dry, my skin splits.
need hand warmers and toe warmers, all for my feet.
All for my feet. I like the toe and the hand in my shoes because there's certain parts of my feet that are shaped differently, more like hands, and so it really contours to the edge of my boot. I'm Taylor Gold.
I can't believe they don't even know who Bing Crosby is.
Taylor Gold, we love you, bud.
Yeah,
Keep
shout out to
listening.
Taylor Gold. Please don't.
This podcast
Please don't
is
forget
brought
us
to
when you
you-
get sponsored by Wheaties.
Yeah, that's right. We'll take the crumbs.
I don't give a shit about Taylor Cole.
All right, I think that's gone far enough.
Yeah, we got enough. Anyways.
All right.
We can end it on that. Yeah, that we
Yeah.
love Taylor Gold so much.
Yes.
Anyways.
So, thank you everyone for listening, including Taylor Gold. Check out the ticket link for Desperation Day 3 is now available at steamboatcomedy.com/events. And other than that, fucking stay black, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good.
You get a fart again?
Yeah, I was gonna say you want to shit into the mic.
You want to shit in the mic?
I was going to say thanks for listening, Dave Chappelle. We appreciate it.
No,
Yeah.
close enough.
Him and Taylor Gold, they're best friends. They hold hands and they listen.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.